Hello. Welcome to day 1541 of Connecting the Thoughts. Code for today is sharpen your focus often. Sharpen your focus often. And what do I mean by this? I won't tell you because today I have with me my partner in conversation.
Sorry for that.
Of grit coaches. She is an amazing human being, a fempreneur, and we are today talking about sharpening your focus. Khadija, what does this mean to you?
Yes, for sharpening your focus. When I think of that, Ruqya, often sort of like there are so many things in the world right now that demand our attention, and we
Yep.
live in a world full of distractions. We need an excuse to get distracted. Like so this when you say this, sharpen your focus. That I think requires a lot of decluttering, and listening to your inner voice and consistency, because I see you, Ruqya, as a beautiful example of focus, because you're so consistent in what you do. When you're consistent, that's like a continuous reminder that helps you stay focused. But when you're thinking of too many things and you're not regularly reminding yourself of why you began, like for a social entrepreneur, like I've been into social entrepreneurship for a long time, and it's so easy to forget why I started, what made me choose this path. Especially, there are a lot of people, very well meant, who would advise you that, maybe this is how you should be doing, and you think, oh, that's a great idea, maybe I should add that. And then somebody else comes along and says that maybe you should try this other thing. And then again you're distracted. And all these people are well meant, they don't mean to distract you, but we're already set to be distracted by these other wonderful ideas, and that often results in us losing the core, the essence, and the focus.
Hmm.
So for that, I think I've said too many things in a short time. Let's sort of separate, dissect them one by one. Which one would you pick? And what would you elaborate on? The decluttering part or the consistency?
I think consistency is definitely something that is
Yes.
literally. I have people who say I'm the consistency queen. I have a friend who says, Rooks, you're the consistency queen. I think
Yeah.
I've learned a lot, Khadija, when it comes to doing these daily lives and being consistent with them. They've taught me a lot. For heaven's sakes, we are on day 1541, which means 3 years plus of showing up every single
Every single
day.
day.
So,
Amazing.
and these conversations have helped me. Of course, that's where it started from. Like you said, you need to remember why you started. So I am reminded every day of my why. When I come and I say hello, hello, that is in itself an anchor to me that this is why I started. Because I was at that point of my life where I was struggling. I was struggling to get out of bed. I was struggling with depression. I was struggling with loss, grief. There was lots going on in my world. It was dark. It was scary. And I needed somebody to help me out of that space. And I had to realize for myself that no one's coming. You have to be your own savior. And I had to think for myself, what is one thing I could do to, make sure that I step out of bed and at least wash my face. So a video was a good alternative. I said, because
Yes.
I'm creating a log right now of all the videos that I've done, and it's beautiful to see how the transition has been from that really scared, timid person, uh, unwilling to go live or unwilling to face the world, and then to this person who is now bringing others on board, bringing amazing conversations like ours to the world and saying, hey, listen, let's do this together. So I'm grateful for having that focus and having that consistency. Now,
Yes.
for those of who've been on this channel and who know me a little bit, you know that I like playing the devil's advocate. So I'm actually going to tweak the conversation a little bit. I want to hear your thoughts on this, Khadija. When we focus a lot on something, right? Like for instance, if you're staring continuously at something, TV, while driving, it causes tiredness, it causes fatigue,
Yes.
right? Would you think that taking a break is also part of the process of sharpening your focus?
Yes, definitely. You're right, Rukaya. When we don't take a break, we become, it's like monotony. And we do it, and then we're in a burnout phase, we start resenting what we're doing really. So it does take our focus off. And the thing is that we can't focus anymore when
Exactly.
we're in that negative state of mind, when we're in the overwhelm, as we discussed yesterday as well. It's difficult to focus when
Hmm.
we're in overwhelm. So I think taking a break and taking things at a slower pace, because sometimes what we do, and that happens a lot with me. I'll share an example how I go about it. Is that a lot of times I keep on booking meetings and meetings, and then I'm so the multitasking. I'm so bogged down with the multitasking that I'm totally losing the focus.
Hmm.
And then what I do, I allow couple of weeks or so where I'm taking very few meetings or maybe no meetings at all, so that I get that space to declutter, to renew my focus. And that's when you're not actually going on a break or taking a break, and you have to show up for work. So that's for those days.
True.
But if you can take a vacation, or go somewhere else, that would be a great thing. Maybe somewhere where there's place to meditate, and some greenery, that's some zen energy, and some positive energy that you can take. But if that's not the case and you still have to show up at work, so I think the better thing is to slower your pace,
Hmm.
to maintain your focus and
Right.
keep decluttering it. And yes, because when you're the weeks that, for instance, when I'm not taking meetings, I realize there's so much to do that had sort of gone somewhere down the list, but those things needed to be addressed. And and because I run a women entrepreneurs community, Rukaya, I've noticed this is one problem a lot of people face,
Yep.
that we tend to overcommit. And when we're
Hmm.
overcommitting, because we can't say no, we have to be the nice person, and we have to say yes, we're available for this time and for this slot, when we could actually use that time to sort of sharpen our focus, as you can say, or
Exactly.
you know uh, build up our energy. So I think
True.
that's something we all struggle with, keeping our focus.
Keeping our focus and sharpening it time and time again.
Yes,
We have
yes.
our lovely buddy Prajesh watching us. He says the power of consistency is so undervalued. With consistency, it's not about change, it's about growth. And he adds to say, what a great analogy there. If you don't take a break, how will you know if you're still on focus? Exactly. You definitely have to take a break on and off, as they say, to sharpen your axe, to sharpen your focus, to make sure you're more effective, you are more fresh. Sometimes you are working on a project and it begins to kind of, if you haven't taken time out for yourself, if you haven't given yourself that pause or breather, it just feels like you're literally pulling dead weight along, you're literally dragging
Exactly.
something, and there's no freshness in it.
Mm.
And so I shall announce 10 days from now, I am taking a break from
Oh, wonderful.
connecting the thoughts. I am taking a break from connecting the thoughts. First time ever public announcement. I thought let's do this today, and yeah, I think. And I'm taking the break for a very beautiful cause. I am taking a break to go on a 10-day silence retreat. So for
Oh,
me, it's
wonderful.
it's more like after all these conversations, I thought I deserve some silence. So it's going to be
So,
a
so
massive yes.
sorry, I got so excited after listening to that. So, is it you and the nature, or are you taking people along with you?
No, no, no.
Yes, sir.
I am going as a student, and it's a
Okay.
10-day course, and I will
Uh-huh.
have fellow participants with me, and we will
Oh,
all
all
be
right.
observing silence. They have a regime, they have a program, and
Sounds great.
it sounds great. Silence definitely sounds great. I think that should be our quote
Yeah.
for tomorrow.
Yes,
So
definitely. I
yeah,
think.
so that's what it is, and I think this is going to help me sharpen my focus.
Mm.
I feel it's going to do me good, and I feel I it's something that I should have done long time back. And the only reason I hadn't done it was the daily live videos. I could have put a pause on anything and everything, but I felt so committed to this project of mine that I felt no, I should, maybe another time, maybe another time. But I feel now is the time. So there.
Yes. So, in all these episodes, you did not take a single break.
Nope, never,
So,
ever.
oh, so it's going to be the first time since.
First time. So it's like 1st of
Ah,
May 2018 I started this.
yes,
uh, and never. I mean, I traveled. This was pre-COVID, so I traveled. I used to travel aggressively for work as well as my husband and I like to travel a lot. So different countries, I have done these daily live videos,
yes.
but never
What a
ever took a day.
journey.
I know it's
Yes.
beautiful. I could write a book on this.
Yes, and all the information, the world of information you must be having after all these conversations, and the journey of development. Like as you said, when you see the ones that you conducted in the beginning,
Mm,
and the difference that you see now, so that's just amazing.
thank
So
you.
we should have a special episode when you return.
Yes, we should. We
Yes.
should, definitely. So awesome. Thank you, Khadija, for your time today. Anything that you would like to share as we close the conversation around focus, around being there for yourself? Anything that you would like to add on?
Yes, when you sent me this quote, okay, yeah, uh, I just read this incident somewhere. I don't know the authenticity now. That Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, they were at some dinner, and they were told to write in on a piece of paper that what is the one thing that they feel can really help people succeed, if I'm getting it right, something like that. And coincidentally, both of them had written focus.
Oh,
So yes, I think about 80% of the facts are right here. So, but the core being that even very successful, massively successful people, that's what they stress on. That focus is extremely important, because it is so easy to lose it, and it is so difficult to
mm,
keep reminding yourself, and that goes with hand in hand with consistency.
true.
If we aren't being consistent, and if we aren't reminding ourselves daily through our actions, through our words, that why we started, we will be losing it. And if you are to achieve, and you have a certain goal and a certain destination in mind, so keep your focus laser sharp. That's all I can say.
True that, true that. And focus, whether it is, on something or whether it is in a relationship, in a conversation, or with your health, with your wealth, with whatever it is, it is likely that as you said, things can slack after a point because we take things for granted, even in relationships. But then keeping that focus and taking the time off to sharpen, to step back, to assess, to realign is so important. To declutter and be
Yes.
consistent in affection, in appreciation is so important. Thank you. I highly appreciate you. Guys, if this conversation has been of value to you, let's keep it simple today and let's write I am focused. Please do that because the power of I am I cannot stress enough about it. So use the power of I am and write in I am focused as your affirmation for today. Thank you for joining us today. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, share it with a friend, pay it forward. And until tomorrow, keep smiling, keep shining, stay safe, and thank you for connecting the thoughts
Bye.
with me. Thank you so much. Bye, Khadija. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Speak to you tomorrow. Bye.